friends. In this exciting episode, I want to show you the A chord fingerstyle trick. Maybe you're out on a gig, you're playing songs, you're singing, you need a little bit of a break, right? So instead of singing straight through, 1, 2, 3, that can really affect your voice, right? So you need a little break, but you still want to provide some background, some ambiance to the crowd. This is a great way to do it. So this is a pretty neat little thing you can do, and basically all we're going to do is use the thumb on the 5th and the 4th string, okay? And then we're going to use the 2nd and 3rd finger on the 1st and 2nd string. Okay, so we've got something that sounds like this. It's basically a simple, very simple A7 chord. Okay, so you're just putting 2 fingers down in the 2nd fret. And then what we do with this is we say, okay, here's the A7. Now we're going to go up to the next note in the key of A, which is B, right? So in the key of A major, we have to remember that there are 3 sharps in that key. We've got the F sharp, the C sharp, and the G sharp. So every time we see those 3 notes in the key of A, those notes are sharp. That's what the key of A is all about, right? We can start that up here on the 5th fret because that is an A, right? We got do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so we're doing that. We've got 3 sharps. So now, if we were to create a triad in each of those, on each of those notes in that key, you would get your first 1 chord is always a major chord. So you've got A major, okay? Your 2nd chord is a B minor, okay? So the 2 is always minor. Your 3rd chord is going to be C sharp minor because the 3rd, again, is always minor. If we build thirds on that note in that key, we're going to get a minor. If we go to the D, it turns out that the D is a major chord. If we go to the 5, which is the E, it's going to turn out that that's a major chord. If we go to the 6 is a minor chord. If we go to the 7 is diminished. Okay, and then we come back to the 1, which is major. Now, this is a little bit of theory, and not to wipe you out, but if you understand that theory, you understand why if we're playing along in the key of A, and we go to an F sharp minor and it sounds good, and then we go to a B minor and it sounds good, and we come back to the E and it sounds good, then we go back to the A. Why do those chords sound good in that key? Well, I just showed you why. Because all of the notes and all of those chords fit into that key. Okay? So it's even simpler though in this trick. Okay? So keep watching, because what we're doing here is we're just playing a shell of those chords in this trick. So here's the A7, right? Now when we bring this up to the next section to do the B chord, right? The B is a minor chord. So we remember 2 is always minor. So instead of playing the B7 as we play the A7, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the bottom note a half step because it's a minor, okay? Now if we think about this, the notes we're actually playing here, if we go back to the A, we're playing an E, and we're playing a C sharp. Now if we spell this out in the A chord, A, C sharp, E, A, right? The full triad. The C sharp is the 3rd of the chord, and the E is the 5th of the chord. But we're going, instead of 3rd to 5th, we're going from 5th to 3rd. When we go to 5th to 3rd, what we're actually getting is a 6th, okay? So basically this little trick is built on playing 6ths of each chord. And you can remember the 6th by singing to yourself, "My Bonnie lies over the ocean. My Bonnie lies over," that first interval, "My Bonnie." And there are some other songs, but that's the one I always think of. That's a major 6th. So if we take that bottom note and we lower it a half step, now we've got a minor 6th. Bum, bum. And you can hear the difference. So basically, what do we have to do? Each time we go up, we have to remember, is it major or is it minor? And if it's minor, we drop a half step. If it's major, we keep it straight up. What I like to call parallel sixth, right? They're in the same fret. And notice that the second finger never changes off that string. It's going to stay on that string the whole way up. So there's the A. Come up to the second fret. We're going to play it minor because it's B minor, right? We're going to go up to the next one, which is a 3. That's C sharp minor, right? We're going to go now to the 4. Okay? Then we're going to go to the 5th. Again, it's major. We're staying with just the 2, right? The 2 in the same fret. Then we're going to go to the 6th. The 6th note in A is, yes, F sharp. And that is going to be a minor, right? So we're going to bring the 1 back in. And then, this is interesting, the 7th note is a diminished. The diminished just so happens that because the 5th is being lowered and the 3rd is being lowered, they both end up being a major 6. So when we do the diminished, we're actually going to be back straight up again. Okay, and then of course we finish on the A. So here's what we've got. Remember the finger picking I told you is just the thumb, right? And the 1 and the 2, 1 and the 2. So we're just going back and forth, and you can do that in any order you want. You can do on the outside in, on the inside out. You can go like this, all straight down. You can go back, however you want to do it. I kind of find a comfort in just kind of 1, 2, 3, more like a FingerStyle. But the key to this is the beauty of what you've got here. Because some of those notes outside the chord just make a nice clash. Okay, so think about this. Here you are on your gig, right? And you're kind of tired of singing, and nobody's really seems to be listening. And so you just decide, hey, you know what, I'll play some background music. And so you're doing this. How long can you make this happen? I don't know. Until they throw you out, I guess. But notice that this sounds pretty good. Ode to the Working Man. Gets up at 4 o'clock and dresses in the dark. No town around him, but he pulls it out of park. He can roll till the road. You can listen to that on Spotify or Amazon or any of those vehicles. I'd appreciate it. And play around with that, because you can really do some things with that. You can also, I mean, hey, you got some other fingers around, you might as well put them into play and see what they can do, right? Maybe it'll sound horrible, so you don't do that anymore, right? But that one sounds pretty good. Little finger back and forth. And then you can rotate on how often you stay on one of the chords. So anyways, that is a little trick you can do with the A series skeleton 7 chord using 6th intervals. So you've got all kinds of theory, all kinds of keywords and things you can impress people with. But basically, it's just fun to do, and it sounds good, and you don't have to do much with your fingers, and it gives you a chance to rest, contemplate, and enjoy some music. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe.